Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another valuable lesson by your boy. You could just say Vinny for short. I don't know what's going on with this. It's so loose, it's only going down. Alright, fuck it, we're gonna nah, it's too. Alright. So how to be a conversationalist. Let's lock this door. Cause you know. Think it's a different angle there, but this it working. Very good. Right, so how to be a good conversationalist. Now, of course, if you've seen my previous videos, you've seen that I've shown true evidence that I am talking fluently. Like right now, I'm not stuttering. I probably will stutter later on the video, but yeah. But the point is, I've been given good advice, proper advice on how you can improve your communication and how you can speak better and pronunciate your wording. Well, I haven't really done pronunciation yet. It's kind of like something you have to do on your own. I mean, it's kind of like common sense. Like, just focus on, like, hear other people say certain words, like, in different accent obviously plays a role. Like, for me, yeah, I could probably pronunciate my words a bit better, but dog, I have a Trinidad accent and I can't get rid of it, right? That's just who I am, right? I'm not gonna do that. Like, I don't give a fuck, right? I like the way that I sound, unique, and I guess kind of cringy when I say that, but yeah. How to be a good conversationalist. It's a long ass word. They used to say they used to say when I was in school, they used to make joke and they used to make a joke, right? And anytime there was like a biggish word, like a lengthy kind of word, they would always say, "Oh, what? Saying big words," because apparently many of them couldn't even read a proper sentences. It's ridiculous. I don't know if you ever seen like the statistics on how many people read nowadays. It's terrible, right? But anyways, hopefully you read a book. Hopefully you're intellectual up there, especially in terms of literacy, right? Because if you're watching this with your TikTok brain where you're just swiping shit and you can't focus on like what 2 minutes 10 seconds thus far, we gotta fix something. We gotta fix that right now, because that shit will affect you badly in the future, as it did to me when I was 16. No, thankfully I was never a YouTube Shorts kind of guy or TikTok kind of guy or Instagram kind of guy, right? I was just OG WhatsApp and YouTube. That's all I kind of use. But yeah, the main topic, again, sorry for going sidelines, this is just how I just like to be myself on the camera. I don't like to like pretend I'm not me or some shit, right? Just my YouTube channel be about me and so on, but me giving you guys value and so on. But like, yeah, but it's just I'm being myself, so you guys get to see the real me. It's not like I'm pretending just for the sake of it, or hey guys, I'm gonna give you advice and I want you to pay me, or like I don't even focus on like payment yet. I'm just like giving free value, and I don't know, when I decide about that pay thing, then yeah, but not now. Right, so conversationalist. So it only requires two things. First thing first is when you want to talk to someone and you want to be a good conversationalist, where the topics are just flowing, you are flowing, the other person's flowing, you're just having a good time talking to the person. The first step you want to do, get them to talk about themselves. That's it, right? It's not, again, that's just the first step. The first step is get them to talk about themselves, right? And I say this because think of it like think of the last conversation you had, right? Now, for me, I know the last conversation I had was with a friend. No, not a friend. It was a stranger, some stranger from Volunteer, right? And now he wasn't someone I knew. He was just some random. And he was younger than me, right? So some random iPad kid or some shit, right? And he was just talking about himself, always himself, and yada yada. I wasn't the one really talking about myself, right? It was always him, and of course that conversation get boring easily, right? And I say this because you have to understand that we humans are a bit, we are selfish, right? We have like a selfish part of us. We always want this to be about us, we winning, we being brought up in the conversation, our name being called, we are making the big bucks, we are getting the fame, we are making the money, we are getting the girls. Like, it's all these things, right? So when you want to be a good conversationalist, you have to make the other person talk about themselves, right? So if I was in a conversation with someone, I would try to encourage the other person to talk about themselves, like, where have you been? Oh, I've been to Tokyo. Okay, you've been to Tokyo. Tell me about that, right? And they just ramp. Just let them ramp. Just let them ramp and just talk shit, right? Just let them talk about all this stuff they did in Tokyo or whatever. I don't know why Tokyo. When I say Tokyo, the first thing come to mind was Tokyo Drift or something. I think it was a movie. I can't remember. But I think it's from Fear. I wonder if it's Fast and Furious, right? Probably, yeah. By Fast and Furious, overdo it. By I think 9 is some submarine shit. I don't even know what we're going at this point, but shows about cars and all of a sudden it just shoot off the submarine and dropping out a plane. Whatever, forget that, right? But yeah, so when you want to be a good conversationalist, big word, part one, right? The first phase is to get the other person to talk about themselves, right? Because when you get them to talk about themselves, they want to communicate. You got to get this in mind, right? People are selfish. Humans are selfish, right? Now, it doesn't mean fully. Of course, there's going to be people who want to help other people, but they just have that selfish desire within them. We all have that, right? Even me, right? But it's not like I'm not even making these videos for me. I mean, yeah, for me, because yeah, over time, but I'm making it because I want to help people too, right? That's an example. Like people, especially like volunteer people. What you're gonna say? They're selfish. The people I work with at volunteer aren't like fully selfish. They doing it for the cause of helping the homeless and people who are in need and so on. Yeah, I have met a couple. They're only doing it for the hours, or they just have free time. They said they couldn't care less. They're just doing it because, or like their parents tell them. But that's them, right? Teach their own. But the point is, get them to talk about themselves. Get the other person that you are in a conversation with, get them to talk about themselves, right? Talk about their adventure. Just them, right? Just them. That's all you want to have them talk about, right? Because now they would be fully invested in the conversation. Because like if you was in the conversation with someone else and they only talking about themselves, you wouldn't really be fully invested, right? Sounds kind of hypocritical because now, actually, no, forget, right? But have the other person talk about themselves, right? Once you get that going, right, you get them to talk about themselves. Be a good listener. That's the second step. So that's the two steps. Be a good listener. So once they started being a ramp, right? They're talking about the Tokyo example. I don't have my bottle of water away. Yeah. If you, all right, so what is this? What? Oh, okay. Right. So if once you got them to talk about themselves, right? You get them on a ramp. They are just talking about themselves, right? They talk about themselves, or the stories, their adventures, their conflicts, their embarrassment moments, whatever. It's just whatever it is, right? You get them to talk about themselves, right? Once you get that done, the second step, which is apparently the hardest one, is listening. Believe it or not, listening, though, I look fucking gorgeous under this slide. I'm telling you. Probably, yeah. So, listening is a very good skill and a very underrated skill. I learned it the hard way, of course, through embarrassing moments and loss of potential friendships, right? Listening is a very, very huge skill. It's a very underrated skill, right? Because everyone loves when someone remembers like their name or anything about them. Like listening is just a huge fucking skill, right? Listening, just simply listening to people and actually being on the same topic. Because like you could also use this when you're recalling points, because it shows them you're listening, right? That's like if you're in a group project. Or I can't really use words to describe how important listening is, because it just is, right? Listening is just a very good skill, because it shows them that you are on their side, you are listening to them, right? So they feel like they have this deeper connection with you, right? Because this person cares enough to listen to what I have to say. It's not like, oh, they're just listening for me for the sake of it because I'm ramping and I'm annoying or some shit, right? They are actually listening to me. It also shows that you are interested in the person. Doesn't have to be romantically. You are just interested in them. and you actually care about what it is they're talking about, right? You're emotionally invested in it, right? So listen. So first 2 points. So the 2 points is one, make them talk about themselves, right? That's the first step. Once you get this in, second step is to listen, right? That is apparently the hardest one, but once you practice, like again, easiest people I say to practice with when it comes to improving your communication is just talk to your family members. Like talk to your family members, be interested in them. I literally gave like other points in previous videos. Just go watch them, right? It's like doesn't even. I really hope the videos aren't long. I mean, when I started YouTube, it was like it was just a ramp because I was like trying to figure out how to do it, right? But yeah. So just make sure to implement these 2 points when it comes to getting a really good conversationalist, right? You will become a good fucking conversationalist. You will be able to hold conversations forever, and you will be, well, okay, not forever. That's an overstatement, but hold it for a pretty long time, and yeah, you just be seen as a good conversation. You'll be seen as someone that someone else could reliably talk to, right? And also, like, yeah, once they finish talking about themselves, and if they ask you to talk about yourself, then you do it. You don't. Another thing, these are bonus. If you're still watching, these are bonus. Do not interrupt the person while they're speaking, right? That's just rude. That's just basic manners. But I see that shit all the time. Even when I'm talking with some buddies I know, some girls, right? They just, well, I also made the mistake of interrupting them, and they did not like that, and they told me, right? And I also felt it, right? So I kind of like I kind of had like both sides. So I had the side of me actually interrupting someone while they are talking, and they told me that was rude, and I had the feeling of I got interrupted, and I obviously didn't like that, right? So I got to know, like, okay, right? So don't interrupt people. Let them ramp. Let them talk. Just be a good listener. Trust me, that's a very good skill. You will be rewarded. Trust me. Trust me. Right. So with that being said, have a good day and goodbye.